What's up, guys? Austin here with the Entrepreneur Alliance. Today, wanted to jump in here and show you what's been going on with EA, the Entrepreneur Alliance, here in the last 30 days, going through January 1st to January 31st, and kind of showing what the trends are happening here into February. So let's just kind of jump into it. So guys, I'm going to be showing you some of our metrics, what's happening behind the scenes. I'll show you my screen over the shoulder into our ad campaign, into our ClickFunnels, and tell you a little bit more about the future of what we got planned for the Entrepreneur Alliance. But guys, you can actually walk through this with me at jointhealliance.co/metrics. And at any time, you can visit this and see our stats live. You can jump in here, you can click on, the monthly revenue, you can change the dates and see what's going on there. So what we're gonna do first is look at really just focus down into January here. And one thing I thought was interesting, between our $9,000 of recurring revenue and $15,000 of total revenue, that means that there's about $6,000 there in annual memberships, which is crazy. What that ends up boiling down to is 16% of the people who buy a membership into the Entrepreneur Alliance actually end up converting and wanting to do the annual plan instead. So if you guys are creating any type of membership site, having an annual plan there actually makes a lot of money for you. People just are maybe fed up with the subscription model, but I think that it's just starting to take off. Maybe these people are laggards and they haven't yet caught on to the subscription version, or they are budget savers and they like to save money because it's only $260 for the year rather than $30 a month, so they end up saving $100. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting insight into that number. I also noticed here toward comparing these metrics versus February, which I'll do in a sec, I thought it was pretty interesting. The amount of user churn that we had in January was around 12%. Not quite sure what the industry average is, but I did think that this was kind of high. So actually, Chris really narrowed down into this and started putting a lot of attention into onboarding, and the result was pretty incredible. Actually, let's jump into that really quick. So you can see here, this is January. Let's jump into February. February's user churn is at 7.8. What it was in January was 12.1. So in 30 days, by focusing down onto onboarding, we were able to already, just here in the last 15 days, we're only on February 15th, we were to decrease churn by getting close to half. Right? 7.8, that's pretty incredible. And in turn, look at the bottom line. What has that done for us? When lifetime value was $236 per customer, it's now all the way up to $400 and only going up. That's a 70% increase in the last 15 days. Incredible, guys. That just shows you that with a subscription model, emphasis on onboarding should be your #1 priority. And that's been really a big mindset shift for us, because in the past, selling courses and any type of just one-time off product, we always think that the sale is the end. But for the Entrepreneur Alliance and any other subscription business, the sale is the beginning. It's actually how much lifetime value can you get out of a new member. And so now all of our attention is on making the Entrepreneur Alliance everything that any entrepreneur could love and hope for. And so, yeah, just kind of focusing on onboarding has been a big payoff for us here in the last 15 days. But let's focus here on January. In January, we've actually had over 300 new members sign up. In fact, in the last 20 days, we had over 200 members sign up. And the #1 reason why we can figure out why this happened was because we started selling trainings individually, getting them, promoting the training itself to get people's attention, to then get them to join the Entrepreneur Alliance so they could have access to all the trainings. So for the first, 45 to 60 days, and we've only been around for maybe 90 to 120 now. So for the first half of our business, we focused on our vision in our marketing. We focused on all the great core values that we have, such as transparency and vulnerability and friendship. These are the things that we value, but that wasn't selling as much. Like, it got our core, people to, chant behind that and really feel connected to what we're doing. But they weren't buying a membership because they thought, oh, I'm going to get a ton of value out of the trainings. No, they got started because they believed what we believed, which is right along with what Simon Sinek says. Simon Sinek talks about how people don't buy what they don't buy what you have. They buy why you're selling what you have. And what we came to find is it's true to a fact, and with subscription businesses at least, there's a little bit of truth there. But I gotta disagree with Simon here. The numbers say a different story. And that's the fact that why is what keeps people inside a membership. But what you're selling, the benefits of the membership, the actual things they get, that's what sells them. And so as we started to change our marketing from basically our core values to individual training, such as this month, for example, I got those 200 new members in 20 days. Out of the 2 weeks that happened, that sprint, we had 2 really fantastic new trainings that we were promoting individually for $1 to get them into the Entrepreneur Alliance. And one of those was Facebook local ads. And I'll jump in here and kind of show you what that looked like here inside our training release. So we do a new training release inside ClickFunnels every single time we produce a new training once a week. Then we do a little promotion for 7 days saying, hey, you can get this training for just $1. And this was pretty sweet. On one of these pages, it got a 16% conversion. On the other, 10%. Now, Austin, what are the 2 differences between these? What's the difference between these 2 pages? And it is something incredible that one of our team members, JP, has put together a little widget called Proof, which is social proof, showing that whenever somebody opts in to get this training, a little pop-up will come up saying, hey, John Smith just opted in to this training. And it's kind of like the whole effect of like when you're in front of a bar and you're looking for where's the next place to go? You look at where the line is, right? The more popular a place is, the more exciting, the more you want to go there. And so we literally just apply the same exact concept to our website. So this one here has proof on it and this one doesn't. And just by adding that one app, we got an extra 16% conversion on there, which is pretty sweet. We like that a lot. And so basically, yeah, Proof is a whole separate thing, but Dave and JP and Chris, they're working on that, and you guys should go check it out. It's definitely worth it. Obviously, you guys can see here at the bottom line, it makes a difference. Looking into our ads, another one that was a pretty sweet ad that we ran was 6K Success, kind of promoting that. And that got us 55 new Alliance members at an average cost of $15, $14.91 to be exact. That's really low. We're surprised. We'd be willing to pay up to probably $40, $50, maybe even $60 if we're getting a little risky there, to get a new member of the Entrepreneur Alliance, right? Like about a 2-month window to recoup our loss. Heck, we're getting this. We're profiting off of our ads in the first 30 days, which is pretty amazing, guys. I love seeing this number so low. And I think the reason why is because the offer is incredible, right? 6K Success is a great program. If you guys haven't checked it out, go on in there, look around. And so we're going to be doing something with this pretty here soon in February, really diving deep into making 6K a fantastic motivator to get people inside the Entrepreneur Alliance. The offer is so much a part of what gets people in, right? But then onboarding, community, relationships, values, that's what keeps them in. And so that's the number one takeaway I would make sure you guys get out of this month here in January is that selling, as far as what your product goes, the benefits are maybe what catch their attention, but what keeps them there, maybe what makes it cross the line into thinking about purchasing with you and actually purchasing, or as in our case in a membership site, doing a trial versus actually staying for the long run is the difference in why you do what you do. And so as we start off the trial and what, and then we go into the membership with the why, we've found that's a great combination there. So yeah, guys, that's a little insight into our Facebook ads, our what landing pages that we're using. I'd like to kind of jump in here now into February and show you all what's happening. How cool is this? Have you guys not seen this? I think this is incredible. We launched this maybe a week or two ago. Chris was able to do a little back-end magic on the internet and pull together our database with Google Maps and made an entire map with all of our members. And I want to show you guys how cool this is. This is just the United States of all of our active members in the Entrepreneur Alliance. And I'm from Atlanta. I recently moved up to Maryland with Dave and the guys. We're going out to San Diego here next month for traffic and conversions. And I'm sure a lot of you guys travel a lot too. So this is what I find is so interesting. My entire life, and tell me, shoot me a message ever if you feel like you relate with this. But my entire life, I felt like nobody really got me, right? Like I was the entrepreneur of the family. I started my first company at 12 and has always been motivated to do something different. I never wanted to be mediocre and average. And so I was always kind of isolating myself and learning. I was always isolating myself in the hustle, you could say. On weekends, I would go and work my business, and while all my friends were maybe playing laser tag and stuff, right? So, what I came to find, and especially as a single child, I was alone a lot. And I actually am pretty comfortable with being alone, but I've talked to a lot of other entrepreneurs, and they say, yeah, that's the kind of thing that sucks about being an entrepreneur is I'm alone all the time. And I find this actually a lot more common with online entrepreneurs. And so I thought, man, there's nobody, not even in my high school back in the day, but there's nobody even in my town that I can relate with. Nobody's building businesses around me, and nobody's sharing my mindset. And then when I looked at this map, I came to realize that not only was I not alone, that there's a whole world that feels and relates with me. There's actually people in my area. There's people down the street from me that share the same feeling that, maybe they don't belong, right? But I want you guys all to know that you're not alone. In fact, there's a whole world of entrepreneurs waiting and ready for you to reach out to them. And so this is what I think is so cool, guys. No matter what city you go to, whether you're traveling short term or whether you're a vagabond about to go on a global world travel, hint, hint, I'm doing this probably in the next 8 to 10 months. I'm excited to jumping over to Malaysia and all that, but that's for a separate story. Whether you guys are doing short-term travel like we're about to go out to San Diego, I gotta say hi, what's up to Arjul, and maybe go out here and say what's up to Andrew. This is what I find is so cool is no matter where you go, you now have a friend, right? So shout out to EA Denver here, right? We got Matt, for example. And one thing that we're really going to be focusing here on February, going into February, foreshadowing is honing down into local. How do we get our members to connect with each other? How do we get them to hang out, build friendships, and really just enjoy the interpersonal side? While everybody else in the world in this entrepreneurial sense is trying to get online, we're trying to get offline. And I think that's what makes us really different than maybe these other Facebook groups or membership sites you guys are a part of, is we're trying to put all of our effort into making this more than just a bunch of connections. We want to make this a bunch of friendships. And that's what's so incredible about what the Entrepreneur Alliance is doing. This is not our alliance. This is your alliance. And we want to just be the support system that helps put all this together for you guys. So we're going to be launching entrepreneurial events, masterminds, cocktail hours, super Saturdays, workshops, all types of cool events in all the major cities around the world that we have most of our core members. And so if you guys are in a major city, definitely shoot me a message, because chances are there's already going to be a mastermind in your area. But let's say that you guys want to take the throne on this and want to maybe take the reins and say, hey, Austin, I want to maybe head up one of these events. Go ahead and shoot me a message on Facebook, right? Just type in Austin Distill, you'll find me. And I'd be happy to help do whatever I can to make that a reality. Making a mastermind or a local event in your area is my number one priority going into February. And ultimately, my goal is to end the lonely entrepreneur. And that's a big goal, but I feel strongly that we're going to make this happen. And so, guys, I hope this gets you excited for February. I'm really excited for what's going to be happening here in the next 60 to 90 days with the Entrepreneur Alliance. I hope you guys stick around for it. And most importantly, I hope you guys get a lot of value. I hope you guys meet some really cool people. I think that what we're doing here in the next 60 days is really going to be changing the world for entrepreneurs. So stick around, and I'll see you guys on the inside.